Mama's on the bed.
Let's do this. It is
Cheers.
Before 9 a.m. and we're here podcasting.
Mimosas, of course. I was almost not going to go to the bottle-o. Is this recording?
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous.
We're live.
We're live. We're here.
Welcome to Ex-Best Friends.
Welcome.
That's delicious.
Yeah, I'm really good at making mimosas.
Yeah, honestly, that is fantastic.
Yeah. It's actually a skill that I've adopted.
I wasn't going to
over
have
years.
one. I was like, I'll just have a coffee. I'll be fine. I'll be responsible. And then Jordyn popped the bottle and I was like, fuck it.
Yep.
Let's do it.
I'm really good at popping bottles too.
We have literally so much to talk about.
Oh my God. Okay. So, quickly, as usual, is there any updates? How's your week been? You great?
Updates. I feel like last week we were so like up and down about what we wanted to do with life. Me and Bianca were like, should we move overseas? Should we sell all of our shit and just move to America?
Yep.
At this stage, we're currently settled on not going and staying because we've made a life here. We have a home here. We're being really irrational with our thoughts. And we made a decision now that when we are deciding on life events, not to do them in the house.
Oh.
Because when we were talking in the house, we were just like super confused, back and forth. And apparently it is actually a psychology thing where you're stuck in like a closed loop because you're in a closed space. So you go outside for a walk and talk about that same decision and it makes it more of a flow. Like it's easier to decide. So that's how we decided. We went for a walk and we said, no, let's stay in Australia.
Wow. I actually love that. And also because like you can't just like go for a walk in Chicago all the time, you know, like
No.
It's right now it's so cold there. Like imagine trying to just go for your morning walk with mozzarella and
It's minus 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. Go for a walk around the kitchen, you know?
You absolutely can't.
Yeah.
That's true. That was one of the reasons about the cold.
Yeah.
We probably would move to California though anyway.
Same.
But it's just not, it's not yet, but in the future we'll all go.
Okay. Oh, 100%. We've been manifesting this for years that we're going to both live in America.
In California, yeah. I'm pretty damn close to getting my green card, so maybe we'll wait for that so that I can establish something for us and then we can all go.
And then I can just come live with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a TikTok house with Realm. The house is just called like Realms.
Realm.
Realms Realm. That's amazing. Oh my God. Realms Realm.
Yes. I love that so much.
Speaking of his name, so many people say it wrong and it's really funny how many people are like, oh, is it like Realm? And I'm like, Realm is a word. How do you not know that word? People do it all the time. Actually, Bianca's little brothers have the cutest way of saying his name. Their first language is Spanish, and so when they read it, they were like saying it in their accent and it sounded really cute. And her little brother's like, Realm, like a cat. He's going, Realm. And I'm
oh my God, how old are they?
8 and 6, I think.
Wow, so
9
cute.
and 6 maybe.
I love that their first language is, I love that Bianca's not Australian.
I know.
Like it's so cool. She's not Australian at all.
No.
Like not even a little bit.
No, she's very American.
I love it.
Yeah, I want to learn Spanish so bad.
Yeah, you said that's one of your
Yeah, that's my 2024 ins, which we forgot to do last time.
I know because I couldn't shut the fuck up. Last episode, I was watching it back and I was like, bitch, this is me featuring you. Like
Literally.
I just did not stop talking the whole entire episode.
I had so much fun though. I was just listening, especially the Gypsy Rose story. The whole time I'm like,
we need to talk about that.
We do. We're going to talk about Gypsy Rose. I'm probably not going to go all in on my 2024 ins and outs because I literally forgot to write them down, so I don't want to waste anyone's time. Plus, that ship has kind of sailed. Like I feel like it's not. People aren't.
It's the second week of January now. We're over it.
No one's talking about ins and outs anymore, so we want to stay on trend. We'll talk about Gypsy Rose. We'll talk about the Golden Globes.
Oh my goodness, do we ever have to talk about that?
What should we do first?
Well, let's just jump straight to it about Gypsy Rose because I've had anxiety about this. Okay, so so I don't know if anyone saw, but I got a little bit of backlash about my opinion that I had last week.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, just a minor backlash, nothing too crazy. And I guess I just think it came from a place of ignorance of basing my opinion purely on the act, which was like a reenacted
HBO.
Yeah, like film. It wasn't the real life.
It's not reality.
No, but I did say that it was, my opinion was, my only information I had was from the act. So like I wasn't lying, but I think it was a stupid and ignorant and like uneducated opinion. And then since then, the new series Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard is out online. And it came out in like a 6-part documentary of her talking since like 5 years ago, her going up through her parole and then getting parole, getting married, like all this stuff.
Wow,
and
so
then,
she's been being filmed this whole time.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a surprise that she's become a TikTok celebrity.
No.
It's been planned.
Yeah. The documentary goes all the way up until, I think it's like December 26th of last year, with the day that she gets out of prison. Like that's what the last day that they filmed it. And then it came out on the 5th of January.
Wow.
Yeah. So they've been like waiting to drop this in the new year, like for a long, long time. And this is before she even got paroled.
So she's been knowing that she's going to be a celebrity online, potentially reality TV star.
100%. So
Interesting.
my opinion on the situation, absolutely, I am not as much of a Nick stan as I was making out like I was.
Okay.
The act really made it like he was a victim. And like I do see I still stand by the fact that I do believe that he was manipulated, and like people that are like him, that like he was obsessive over things, and like he obsessed over Gypsy and was in love with her, and that's why he did everything that he did. But also like he was really quick to say that he'd murder her mum. Like she said, please murder my mum, and he goes, okay,
No worries.
I'll do it.
Say less.
Literally. And so I think that's a red flag that I should have maybe thought a bit more into. And then since watching the documentary that she has just put out, and she goes into a lot more depth of her life and her circumstances, and like how her mum treated her, and then how he was towards her. And he was a very violent and mentally unwell person.
Right.
That definitely should be behind bars. Still, I do believe that he should stay in prison, because one of the things that he said to Gypsy when they were like in their relationship was that if she falls pregnant and has his daughter, that he is going to take her virginity on her 13th birthday, and Gypsy had to agree to it to be with him. And so I was like, okay. So there was way more than that as well, but that was like I like sat up in bed watching that, and I was like, went straight to my notes, typed it in our group chat of what we put in for this podcast, and I was like, in capital letters, changed opinion on Gypsy Rose.
Wait, so that's in the documentary?
Yeah.
So that's real shit.
Like it's her sitting in the jail, like sitting there talking, giving, it's 6 hours of content, 6 episodes of her sitting in jail from like a year before she goes to parole, all the lead up towards it, her parole, getting paroled, her family, like everything. It's all like for real shit.
Just to be devil's advocate momentarily.
Yeah, please do it.
So, and I'm not saying that this is what I believe, it's just popped into my head. So Gypsy Rose is the one that said that though? Or did he admit to that?
No, Gypsy said that. That's what he said. Yeah. And
do
also
with that info with what you will. I just wanted to say that Gypsy said that. So it is still secondhand information.
Correct.
And we don't know if it's true.
Yeah, I do agree with you in that sense. I do still think that she is a very good manipulator and could lie extremely easily. But like, she's also really woke. From watching that series, like she seems really woke. She seems extremely well spoken and like super emotionally intelligent, which is crazy to me. That's what I don't understand. Like, I mean, I've never been in fucking maximum security prison for 9 years, so I don't know.
Really?
No,
Never been.
never. Weird. Hard to believe, actually. I've been arrested but didn't go to jail. Yeah, so I don't know how much it changes you, and I'm sure that it does. She got her GED in jail, so like I know she's now educated, but like she's incredibly woke.
Interesting.
And I just wasn't expecting it.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I have something on Gypsy Rose that I've slightly educated myself on in the last week since we podcasted about her.
Yeah.
And by educated, I mean watch TikToks. Always. So don't take anything we say on this podcast or any podcast for that matter as fact.
100%.
So apparently in the US, there is a federal law called the Son of Sam law.
Oh my God.
You saw this?
Yes, I did.
Where criminals are not allowed to make money, any profit from their crime, regardless of you've served a sentence or you've been charged or whatever stage of your criminal life. And so apparently Gypsy Rose is legally not allowed to make profit in any way off of her crimes. And I wonder, is she making any money now off of the book deals, the shows, the documentaries, the appearances on podcasts? Is there any money being given to her for this?
I think there is. I swear I've seen something that her and her husband Ryan are sitting in an interview talking about the fact that she's been like that she's good now. Like she's being able to, people are coming through with dollar signs and all this. I think in the series that I just watched about her stepmom talks about people coming towards her with money and like giving out figures and stuff. So, I mean,
I wonder how they're getting around it.
I don't know.
Because I've just Googled it and it says a Son of Sam law is a law designed to keep criminals from profiting from the publicity of their crimes. For instance, selling their stories to publishers. So, like, how would she be getting around it?
Maybe her husband's getting the money. I don't know.
There's got to be some kind of a loophole where, like, I don't know. I just was really shocked by that.
Yeah, maybe she's not getting paid and we just have, like, maybe that's the case. But, like, I can't imagine she would be saying yes to every single one of these interviews that she's doing. Like, she's been on fucking everything.
Everything.
Podcasts, news, like, it took so long and, like, to find this series because it's not released in Australia. We had to dig and dig and dig and dig to find this website that allowed us to watch it. So, like, I can't imagine she would be saying yes to doing all of these things.
For free.
Yeah. If it was for free, you'd just do it like once and be like, whatever, I'm done with it. I don't want to keep reliving my trauma. I don't want to keep talking about the same stuff. Like,
which also is so interesting that Gypsy says that she hasn't seen the act because she doesn't want to relive what she already went through.
But she was the one that went through and told them information.
Well, she's telling the story literally every day. It's like you're literally reliving it every day on every single platform possible.
Yeah. And I also saw this other thing that, like, it was embedded into her growing up to be celebritized. Like, all of when she was sick, like, there was like Make-A-Wish foundations, all of these things that would gawk over her and I guess her mum and put her in the spotlight. Like, yes, of a different reason of being unwell, even though she wasn't. But, like, that's all she's ever known is to be in the spotlight.
Literally.
Like, and so now it's like she knew coming out of jail telling her story that this would happen. Maybe not to this extent because it's fucking insane how crazy and celebritized she is now.
Yeah.
Like, insane.
If anything, her mum was just a stage mum.
Really? She should have been on Topless and Tiaras.
Shit.
I know. Crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah, I still don't 100% believe that she's like a good person. And I also don't like that she says that she's not a murderer and because she didn't
commit the act,
which I think is silly. I think that's a silly thing to say. Like,
she specifically said on The View, in my state, you cannot be charged as accessory to murder. So technically that's not what I am. And I was thinking, so you know all these little loopholes. You know them. She knows what she's doing. She knows how she's portraying herself as like, no, well, that's not legal in my state. So you're not allowed to call me that.
What?
But like in any other state, she would have been an accessory to murder. But because in her state, they don't have that charge. She's like, no, I'm not that. Like,
then what is she?
What do we call you then?
She's an accessory. What? She planned it.
Yeah.
She's a fucking mastermind.
Maybe,
Nah.
I don't know.
See, okay, opinion on Nick has changed. Opinion on Gypsy, I don't know. I don't know if she's manipulating me. I don't know if that's what she's doing, going out on this documentary and manipulating and lying and saying that she's not. And I just like don't want to think the worst in someone, which is so exactly what I'm doing.
She's got to be careful because the internet is a roller coaster of a place with opinions, and you can be put on a pedestal one day and absolutely torn down the next.
Cancelled.
So if I was her, I would probably quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just bow out and say, look, me and Ryan are going to go and just live life and travel and not be in the limelight anymore. But we'll see.
We will see. I can't imagine.
Unfolds.
We will. Interesting. Yeah. Just wanted to put that in there. Wait, what am I doing? I need to sip this.
What's up next?
Also, I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Oh my God. Hey, you didn't do my ins and outs last week. So
I know, because I couldn't just shut up. But no, I'm actually really good.
Do you have any updates?
Not really. There's just working.
She's
so
a working
crazy.
girl now.
Chia goes back today.
Mm-hmm.
So, got that again. Just busy. And I need to be because Christmas and my birthday absolutely railed my bank account. So I am happy to be busy
build it back
working
up.
again. Yeah.
Literally this time of year, no one is spending money. Like January is just like, nope, I'm staying in.
Yeah. But on Saturday night, drove down in Burleigh to get gelato and I got a park on James Street like really, really, really easily. And I was like,
that's weird and unheard of.
On Saturday night at like 7 p.m.
Where we live is the most busiest area. Like it's pretty much the LA of Australia. I swear to God, it is so busy with traffic.
Yeah, and they're trying to do roadworks at the same time. Like, come on, cunt.
Literally. Can you not do them at 3 a.m, please? You don't
I'm trying
need
to
do
breastfeed
them.
my baby.
Yeah, you don't need to do them at 7 p.m. when I'm trying to go out for dinner.
Honestly.
What's next?
We
We have so many topics. We're just going to like pick one and talk about it.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this whole thing. I'll
do a quick one.
Go for
Something I learned this week. So Taylor Swift, we all know her. I have also been listening to her music a bit more lately. Not on purpose. It's just kind of like coming on Spotify. Me and Bianca share the same account. So if she listens to it, Spotify thinks, oh, Zoe wants to listen to it when she gets in the car.
Yeah.
And it's just on. And I was listening to the song Anti-Hero and I was like, I actually like this. This is such a vibe. Really good song. I've never listened to any old Taylor Swift music. One day I'll go back and do that or she'll re-release it and then I'll start doing it. But in that song, Taylor Swift says, sometimes I feel like sorry, let me say that again. She says, sometimes I feel like everybody is a sexy baby and I'm just the monster on the hill. And I thought, that is terrifying. Why is she saying sexy baby and that she's a monster? It's just really feeding into the conspiracy theorists' minds about her being, the the daughter of some Satanist or something.
Sorry, what?
There's all these conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift looks like the daughter of like the head of the Satan church in America. You've not seen that?
No.
Conspiracy TikTok is wild.
I do get conspiracy TikTok, but not enough.
Oh, it's really hectic. But that's my first thought. I was like, oh my God, is she just feeding into that and like, being kind of like provocative? But then I Googled it. What does that lyric mean? Apparently it means like when you're getting older as a woman and you see all these young girls online, like the new generation, you feel like, oh my God, I'm so old and ugly because that's how society treats you. And that society prioritizes youth, which they do. It's like, always younger, better, fresher, what's the new thing, Leonardo DiCaprio vibes, And that's what she's saying. She feels like all the new people are not even, sexy baby is still a weird term, but like that they're all like young and fresh and hot and she's not. And I was like, oh my God, Taylor, that is like such a profound line and so true because that is literally what society is like.
Yeah, 100%.
You age out like straight away. As soon as you're in your like early 20s, it's like, you're getting on the edge of not being cool anymore.
Yeah. The amount of like mean messages, like funny mean, that I got turning 28 from like people that I know that are in their early 20s, just being like, happy 40th birthday, like happy birthday, you old person, like
Lol.
grandma, all this. And I'm like, I'm 28. What the fuck? Apparently that's old now.
Which is so funny because I would way rather be 28 than 21. And when those 21-year-olds turn 28, they'll be like, oh my God, I hate 21-year-olds.
Literally actually foul. And you can tell too, like even on just watching stories and like watching TikToks and stuff, like I look at someone and I'm like, you're 20.
I am so glad that like I wasn't online from like 17 to 21. Like a lot, like chronically online. I was literally out partying and clubbing, and I'm glad people didn't have phones and TikToks, because when we used to go to the clubs when we were like 18 to 21, we could literally get as feral as possible. We probably looked disgusting. Our outfits would have been rancid and no one was there to film it. But now at the clubs, the girls
everywhere.
are off to the side, drink in hand, really tight dress, barely moving.
Bopping.
Because they don't want to be filmed. We got to go fucking ham.
Yeah.
With no fear.
I mean, I was taking photos and like uploading to like
Facebook?
yeah, I always upload to Facebook still to this day.
Yeah, you're still a Facebook mom.
I love Facebook. But yeah, I was definitely getting photos taken at clubs and like Instagramming and stuff when I was 18, and it was embarrassing. Like looking back, like foul, but nowhere near as bad as it is now.
Yeah. Oh, people definitely.
No.
I'm literally not a dinosaur. Like people did have phones, but I just feel like no one was really taking pictures. We would literally just living in the moment.
What kind of phones were out when you turned 18?
Well, when I was in grade 12, it was like the iPhone 3 or 4,
Wow.
I think. I remember I had an iPhone in school. I was the person who was literally taking so many photos, but not when I went clubbing. I would never take photos. I just didn't even think to do it. I didn't even know where my phone was. I was just vibing.
You were taking photos like this with your hand on your hip and your shoulder popped before.
God.
No, that was just me.
There probably is a photo of me doing that somewhere.
Sorry, continue.
No, honestly, that's it. I just wanted to briefly talk about that Taylor Swift lyric that I heard and thought, this is weird, and then realised it was actually kind of smart.
Actually wouldn't call anyone a sexy baby.
No.
Not gonna lie.
It's gross.
Yeah,
It's
I think
quite
that's a weird term.
But she's Taylor Swift. She does what she wants.
Oh, honestly, and props to her. I think she's she can literally do whatever she wants. Did you see her reaction at the Golden Globes? Have you seen all of that?
I've been loving that.
Yeah. The way that I've seen something, it's like men can wait, what?
It's literally your story.
It's men can react but women can't do something. I don't know. If anyone that's listening knows what I'm talking about. No, but okay, hold on a sec. They said something about how last year at the Golden Globes, Will Smith went up and smacked Chris Rock in the face.
Oh, yeah.
And then this year, that Joe Coy guy said that really fucked up thing about Barbie, and Taylor Swift, he said something really fucked up about Taylor Swift not getting as much airtime here as she does at the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And she just put her lips together and sipped her drink. And people are talking about how she reacted so badly. But
I love that,
Will
though.
Smith last year went up and literally assaulted someone, and it was over in a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Silly. Women, I'm going to Google it.
But in saying that, though, just to once again be devil's advocate and weirdly stand up for the men.
Please.
I feel like no matter what happens, there's always 50% of the internet being like, that was fair. And then 50% of the internet being like, that was not fair. And so there's probably so many people hating on Taylor Swift for it, but also so many of us who agree with her reaction as well. I mean, not that anyone should agree with what Will Smith did. That was fucking wild.
I can't believe it wasn't staged.
Yeah.
It was a full fucking smack across the face.
It still could have been, though.
You know who I don't
staged.
like in that situation? Jada.
Oh, my God.
Don't like it. Didn't like her in that situation. I thought she was wrong. And I think she had Will by the balls and Because when Chris made this joke about her, she giggled and you see the camera on her and she goes, haha. And like Will thought it was funny too. And then a minute later or something, Jada like grabs Will's leg and like looks at him and he goes, oh fuck, like she's upset. And information since then has come out that they weren't even together then and Will was just trying to get Jada back, even though Jada cheated on him. Didn't she?
So embarrassing.
Didn't she cheat on him with some rapper?
Well, she always talks about Tupac. She doesn't shut up about it, apparently. Always talking about him because they used to be friends.
Oh, babe.
As a relationship, like, imagine if you were Jayden and Willow trying to be not a Nepo baby. You're just trying to be famous on your own and your parents are just publicly embarrassing you.
Oh, my God. It would be so shit. But did you know, and speaking of Jayden and Willow, their names are Will, Jada, Willow, and Jayden.
Yeah.
I only really recently put that together.
Same. I learnt it way too late. I was like, oh, that's a bit strange. Learnt it way too late.
Bit of a tongue twister. Yeah, no, they are publicly embarrassing. I totally agree.
They should have their own reality show.
Maybe they did at one stage.
They should. It would be so ridiculous.
I found that quote I was thinking of. So Taylor Swift said, a man is allowed to overreact. Let me start again. A man is allowed to react. A woman can only overreact.
Yeah. Anything we do, they're like, oh my God, pipe down.
Period. Never.
What was the start of that? I feel like we were on a different
We were talking about the Golden Globes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so also the guy talking about Barbie and then all the reactions to that as well, like all the girls being like, that's not fucking funny.
Did you see how they like spun the camera out and showed everyone's reactions? Like that's just...
Margot Robbie, Selena Gomez, literally every female in the room was like, wait, what?
Even some of the men were like Ryan Gosling, that guy from Meet the Fockers. I don't know what his name is. The dad from Meet the Fockers.
Oh, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, that puts the boob on.
Yeah, I think. No, Dustin Hoffman's the other one. I can't remember that guy's name.
You know who I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy from Meet the Fockers. He, that's such a funny movie.
We watched that recently.
Really?
Yeah, like literally the other day.
I love when he puts the boob on and he's like, it's good for the baby.
Honestly though, every time something like that happens, like that guy speaking shit about the Barbie movie and then they show all the reactions, it makes me think every time like, what if that is staged? Because all the jokes are planned, like it's scripted. He had that ready on the teleprompter. Like it's not a freestyle. That was ready. And it's like it actually brought more attention to Barbie because it made everybody talk about Barbie again. And then people who haven't seen the movie, which is like probably 1% of the population, the last 1%, Greta Gerwig was like, how can we get people to watch Barbie? Let's get a male to insult Barbie at the Golden Globes. And then it'll make people go up in arms on the internet about it and then more people will watch it. Like maybe it was just to reignite the Barbie flame.
And they're all actors, so...
Exactly. The world stage. Every time something happens, I think, first I have my reaction of, oh my God, that's fucked. And then I go, honestly, that could be staged.
Maybe it was staged with certain people, like the Barbie cast or like certain big name celebrities. Maybe they like got a idea of like someone's going to say something really misogynistic and fucked up.
Yep.
To reignite this flame, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Or just like it was put out there in like some Hunger Games conversation that they were all sitting around the table, all these big name celebs, and they were like, how can we get more attention to do this? You know what I mean? You never know what happens in that kind of world.
Yeah. That level of PR is like top tier.
Yeah. Like
and if
they'll do anything.
Sorry, I should say when I have my own PR team. If my PR team said to me, Zoe, just for like 5 minutes, just let someone insult you online, like terribly. And then your, I don't know, whatever content I have out at the time will blow up even more and you'll make so much more money and you can buy a bigger house. I'd probably be like, you know what? Insult me.
Same.
If it gets me more attention so I get more money, I'm just saying you would all do it. Don't act like you wouldn't. Like you would do it.
Yeah, I would too. But would you be willing to risk your reputation, like Joe Coy or whatever his name is, Joel Coy?
I just feel like there's no such thing anymore. People will forget in like 2 weeks. And then if that guy came out with a next Netflix special, all of the guys who thought it was funny would watch it.
True.
And all of the girls who thought it was offensive would still watch it to see what he says.
You're right.
Oh, so my mother-in-law, Bianca's mum, gave me a really cool tip, which I tried, and it was fucking amazing. And now I'm seeing it all over TikTok. And I wish I posted it on TikTok because it's such a fucking life hack. You get a 2-minute noodle cup and you take it on the plane with you, and then you just ask for hot water, and then you put it in there. So you've got 2-minute noodles. And I did it. I took 3 cups on our flight to America, and I had noodles the whole time instead of the shit airplane food.
Wow.
And it changed my whole travel experience.
Yum.
And I know people in the comments are going to say you shouldn't drink the water on planes.
I have seen that, but I always drink the water on planes. And why? Why not?
Like, honestly,
Boiled water.
Most people drink the water from your taps, and tap water is also disgusting. So
literally.
Don't act like you're a clean girl aesthetic on the plane.
Yeah, honestly.
By not drinking the water.
With your face mask and your white fox tracksuit set.
Literally, like, you can have 2-minute noodles or you could not have 2-minute noodles. What are you going to choose?
Yeah, I'm going to choose 2-minute noodles.
Every time.
Can you eat chicken flavored 2-minute noodles?
Yeah, they're vegan. Most of them don't actually have chicken in them.
Opens it and is like,
it's real chicken. No. Most chicken noodles are vegan, which is delicious because I love chicken noodles so much.
oh my God, same.
Now that we're talking about them, I want to go get some.
Yeah, same. I'm going to have them for dinner.
But that's my fun fact. Like, I just thought that was so amazing that I can't believe I've gone my whole life without doing that on planes. I'm always like, oh, I've got to deal with the shit airplane food. And then my mother-in-law's just like, oh, just take noodles on the plane and ask for hot water. And I was like, mind blown.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Do it. It's like a travel essential to take a 2-minute noodle cup on the airplane, ask for hot water. They bring it to you. You get to enjoy your noodles.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Most of the time I travel business class, so the food's not that bad.
Is it though? Like, is it actually good?
That sounded so cocky, but like, I'm just lucky.
Flex if you can, honestly.
I'm flexing. It's not because I can afford it. It's because of my dad.
You just have like family benefits.
Yeah, family benefits, you know, love it. But I'll get it where I can. Yeah, honestly, the food, Qantas is pretty good in business class. Sometimes I've had like a roast, especially internationally.
What?
Food's real good.
Maybe it's just the vegan food. Honestly, the vegan food most of the time on planes is terrible because I'm like, I get the meal, and this happens at restaurants all the time. I get a vegan meal and I look at it and I immediately know a chef that is not vegan or has never met a vegan in their fucking life decided this because it is always terrible. One time on an international flight, my main meal was silver beet.
What the fuck is that?
Literally. Just silver beet, steamed, a whole lot of it, and some brown rice. And I was like, I'm not eating this. Get me my 2-minute noodles. Why? And then the non-vegans have roast potatoes. Like, you know that roast potatoes are vegan. Like, I can literally eat them. Give me the roast potato. Don't give me fucking silver beet. Like, that is disgusting. I'm all for like eating healthy and stuff, but like, why does the vegan stuff always have to be so plain and boring?
Yeah.
So unfair.
What silver beet? Is it a vegetable?
Yeah, it's like a green kind of, it's like, it looks like kind of like lettuce, but darker, but tastes foul.
Oh.
I don't want it.
Okay, no thanks. No silver beet.
Yeah.
Next time you go overseas, you should just fly like first class with Emirates, and I'm sure someone will.
It'll be better.
Yeah, you'll just have a better experience.
Well, speaking of flying first class in business, actually, one thing I've been doing recently is I've become really obsessed with Qantas frequent flyer points and velocity points.
Same.
And flybys, all of them.
Flybys. I've got everyday rewards.
Oh my God, you have to get flybys as well.
Okay.
So everyday rewards can be transferred to velocity points. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's right. And flybys can be converted to Qantas points.
Yeah, I use my Qantas. Not Qantas. I use a frequent flyer card all the time.
Honestly, I wish I did it sooner because I've racked up like 11,000 points now, and I looked it up the other day, and it's like 70,000 points for me, Bianca, and Realm to go to Melbourne return. So I'm like, okay, I've got 11,000. It's only 70,000. I would have spent this money anyway. I haven't even had the card that long. I've had it for like 2 months because you just buy groceries and swipe your card. And now in like 6 months, I'll be like, oh my God, surprise, free trip to Melbourne. And that was business class, by the way. Sorry. Forgot to mention that was business.
Wow, that's so fun. Yeah,
So
I love that shit.
I can just book a flight for me and my wife and my child to fly business. And it was basically free, girl math, because I would have spent the money at the grocery store anyway. And I got all these points for doing nothing.
Save another couple and then I'll come with you.
Yeah.
And then I'll take Relly for a night and you guys can go out on a date.
That would be lit.
Yes. Oh. Yes.
Jordyn's like, I just want a free flight.
Yeah, I just want to go to Melbourne. I mean, actually, I don't really fuck with Melbourne, to be honest.
What?
Oh, I don't know. I've only ever been to Melbourne for like, I've been to Melbourne once for leisure. All the others have been business.
Where did you go?
Well, most of the times I've been to Melbourne has been for cheer. So I'm just around like the convention centre DFO.
Yeah.
The one I was with Lily and we went for a weekend, that was just fucking hectic. First time I'd been to Melbourne for fun and I ran into my ex and their girlfriend at the same club. Like out of everywhere we could have possibly gone in Melbourne, we ended up at the same club. And then later the night we were in the same club again. So I don't know what the fuck that was, but that was fun. So, that was just in the city.
Yeah, don't blame Melbourne.
Yeah, but when I went there, like even that weekend, I had a great time because I was with Lil and we were just getting fucked up and whatever. But like, I don't know. Maybe I've just not experienced it enough.
I think Melbourne, like, if you go and enjoy the shopping, the fact that they stay open late as fuck, like everything's open really, really late, which is fun. You can literally go into the main areas and just do shopping at night, which is pretty cool because we don't have that in Queensland. Their Kmart's are open 24/7.
Wow.
Like that enough is like, okay.
That's enough to move there.
24/7 Kmart's. And the weather is pretty shit. I'll say that. Their clubs are pretty lit. I don't know. I really like Melbourne.
Yeah, maybe I'm just being dramatic because like when I think about it, I actually went to Melbourne another time last year for leisure. For pleasure. For leisure, not business. And we were just like riding around on Lime scooters and going shopping and we went day drinking and now I'm being dramatic. Like actually that time I had a really good time and like when I went with Lily I had a really good time. I don't know, I just could never live there. I don't think the weather's for me. I couldn't deal with the cold wetness all the time. I think I'd get depressed.
Yeah, it is miserable. I did live there for 2 years and I think I saw like 3 sunny days. Like it is really miserable going into the city and it being rainy and like really hectic winds all the time. I do prefer living on the Gold Coast.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the fashion. Like I love like wearing like cozy and like warm clothes. I like layering and like looking cute in an outfit. And like sometimes it's so hot here that you can't fucking wear anything because you're so sweaty.
Yep.
I went for a walk day before yesterday in Grey and I took my nephew on a walk in his pram and I didn't even know and I went for a walk, came all the way around and I had boob sweat all the way across. I looked like I was wearing a sports bra because of my boob sweat through my shirt. And I mean, I was also walking, but it was like 6 degrees.
Yeah.
Like No, I would definitely rather be in Melbourne for the clothing for the like the nightlife. I think that is a lot more fun than the Gold Coast is. The Gold Coast is very much just like pubs, bars, clubs. I feel like Melbourne has a bit more.
Oh my God, Melbourne also has way better like restaurants and cafes in terms of service. Can we talk? Can we talk about how Gold Coast customer service like is so shit. Like it's way too chill and I didn't realize it until so I've obviously been to America a few times. They work for tips over there. So the servers over there will kiss your feet and bring you whatever you want and take food back if it tastes like shit.
And they literally do it with a smile on their face, like no worries. Yeah.
And so I'm happy to tip them because I feel bad. But in the Gold Coast, it's like you don't even bring me fucking table water anymore. We went to a beautiful cafe the other day, which I'm not going to say their name because I literally love them and I am like look up to the owner so much because she has sick cafes on the Gold Coast. Really high-end new cafe on the Gold Coast. Didn't even have table service. Like they seated us and then said, "I'll order at the front when you're ready." And I was like,
"No,
what?
I hate doing that."
Are you kidding me? I'm literally with my child. I'm trying to hold realm and I'm just like, "Can't you just come back in 5 minutes and ask me what coffee I want?" I cannot believe you're going to make me go up to the counter and order. And I don't care how I sound when I say that because coffees at the moment cost fucking $11.50 for one. The least you can do is just take my order at the table.
Yep. And like there's people that are still using the QR codes. Like a lot of tables got them embedded on, like people got owners and managers and stuff got them embedded into the tables for during COVID, so they don't like move, or they're stickers or something. So it's not like an easy thing to get off. So they just leave them, and you can still use them. And I'm sure it still goes through to the kitchen. But like even those places, like COVID's over now. We don't have to use QR codes. I also feel like I know exactly how I sound saying this. I fuck with table service. Like I don't want to get up, especially if you're sitting with like a group of people. Like I don't want all of us to have to whip our phones out and use the QR code. Like I want to sit down, put my phone in my bag and be present at this table with whomever I'm with, not be going up and waiting in the line for 20 minutes to order, or sitting on my phone on a QR code with everybody else. Like it's just, I don't like it.
And you know what? There can be both. Like I'm happy to go to a cafe where I know that they have a QR code on the table, and that is the experience that I know that I'm getting when I go there. But my problem is you go to a cafe that has a QR code and they don't even bring you water or barely clean the table before you sit at it. And you go to a cafe that does have, you know, all of the perks and the nice things, but both places charge you the same amount. Like that's what's unfair to me. I'm not paying top dollar for no service. That's what's bullshit. Like I'm happy to do both, but I hate when you go to a cafe and it's like, you know, 2024 fucking inflation prices, but a server doesn't come over to me and even bring me water.
Yeah. And also like when you order on a QR code and with the tipping thing, they ask you to tip right, like, well, you're sitting at a table that you've sat yourself at. No one's like met you at the door to sit you down, and you order, and the first thing that comes up is, would you like to tip 5, 10 or 25%? And you're like, I don't want to. Literally, I'm already paying $30 fucking for my tacos. What do you mean, cunt?
And there's a bit of lettuce on the table from the people before that you haven't cleaned up, and you're asking me for a tip, and no one's spoken to me.
Yeah.
Who am I tipping?
Literally, see, that's what I don't like.
Yeah, I'm that is bullshit.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to talk about that. There was something similar that happened the other day. We went to a restaurant, really nice one on the Gold Coast, where they do have great fucking service. Probably the only place on the Gold Coast that has like just the bare minimum, really good table service.
Can you tell me what it is?
Yeah, I can actually, because I'm hyping them up. I'm not talking shit about them. It's Balboa Italian.
Oh, what's that?
It's an Italian place in Palm Beach.
Okay.
Fucking amazing. Okay. Really good quality food. I'm happy to pay $36 for a pizza that only has vegan cheese on it, because it's a great service and it's an immaculate place, every single thing about it.
Yeah.
But at the end, they do ask you for a tip. And I think I just am like scared about starting that in this country, because we don't do that. We already pay our servers pretty good wage. It's not enough. It's definitely not enough. And I've worked in hospitality before. I know that it's not enough. But I do think that we're getting pretty dangerously close to becoming like America, where the customers are paying the wages when the restaurant should be. Yeah. Because my thing is, if I'm paying $36 for a pizza that I know costs the restaurant probably $12 maximum, if that, I shouldn't have to tip. Like the restaurant should be paying the staff more.
100%.
The staff should be being like paid, I don't know, what they're worth, not the customer having to pay them more.
Yeah. I think that in America too, like, but I'm happy whenever I go there, I'm happy to tip, because not only is it just like how things work there, but I know that that service only getting like $7 an hour, maybe $8. But here there's people that are getting in the 20s, high 20s of pay, and then they're not even like doing anything that makes me want to tip them anyway. Like when I go to America, I get this incredible service. And one time when I was in Vegas, we went to the Hard Rock Cafe, which is so fucking touristy, but
love it.
Slay. Went there, and this girl like sat down with us. We were chatting. We were having the best fucking conversation. Like she was like just such a lovely person, really chill, like really, really nice. And then at the end, I didn't feel obliged to. I just wanted to. Like I wanted to be like, I'm going to give you a good tip because
I know.
Yeah, because this is like, you're great. You're lovely. Like you're just being authentic. You're just being like, you're running around, you're chatting, like you've got really cute nails, like you're talking about your kid. I'm like, you're my person. I love it.
And that's where it's fair. I mean, technically it's not fair because the restaurant should be paying her more to be there anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to pay tips because that's how it works in that country. And I've been in the US. Bianca has been a server. I've seen her work her fucking ass off and people not tip her, and then a restaurant. Like, this is the thing. If the people don't tip, the restaurant doesn't still pay them more as well. So it's like if the server has a shit night of tips, the restaurant doesn't say, oh, well, we'll chuck in and pay you more because you did a really good job tonight. They just go, oh, well, here's your $4 an hour.
It's kind of like stripping, I guess.
Pretty much.
I think servers in America do earn a lot more though than the ones here because of the tipping. Like if I went to, I've honestly never worked in, besides when I was younger, never worked in hospitality like a bar or serving, waitressing, anything like that. But if I went to America and needed a job really quickly, I would do it there because of the tipping.
Definitely.
I don't think I'd do it here because everyone's fucking rude most of the time, but I'd do it over there.
Yeah. Oh, the culture in America for serving is so different that there are like people 30 plus who do it as a career because they can make so much money.
Yeah.
Like
I see that.
It's so different here. Whereas in Australia, you know, if you were a bit older, you probably wouldn't be like being a waitress in Australia because you don't really earn that much money. I mean, unless that's your lifestyle and you only want to work 2 days a week, whatever. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying it's a different culture. But in the US, in certain restaurants in certain cities, they can make a shitload.
Yeah.
Like you can live in a rich area and make so much money off people in restaurants.
Wow. See, I love that.
Yeah, that is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And I love that over there. You never really see it here that they memorize the table's order without writing it down.
Oh, yeah,
That fucking gets me. I think that is the coolest thing when I go somewhere and I've got a good server and she stands there and she just goes, what do you want? Or like, what can I get you? And there's like 6 people and she knows everyone's order with all the add-ons and all the shit. She comes back, doesn't even write it down. And I'm like, whoa. You didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
I think that's so sick.
That is really cool. So I have worked in hospitality a lot in my life, and I worked in this like pretty big restaurant in Melbourne, and oh my God, I would sometimes try that. I would just not take my book, go to a table, and they would give me their whole order, and I'd go, fuck yeah, I've just memorized this. And I'd start walking back to the computer or the iPad to enter in the meal, and someone would stop me and be like, hey, where's the bathroom? And I'm like, just down there, babe, all good. I'm giving them great service as well. Immediately, everything's gone because someone interrupted me and I'm like, fuck, now I look like an idiot. I've got to go back and be like, sorry, what did you want again? Was it ketchup or barbecue? Like, I just feel like an idiot. And so I'd always write it down and be like, I'm not going to try to feel cool because if someone fucking stops me and interrupts me, I'm going to forget.
Yeah, I have the memory of a fucking goldfish.
Oh,
so
same.
also, yeah. I don't know if it's because of all the weed I've smoked in my life or if it's because I'm an idiot.
Maybe it's a mix of both.
Yeah, I don't have the best memory, but whatever.
I kind of miss working in hospitality. It's such a fun environment, and I feel like as you get older, you're really like pressured to think like, oh, I shouldn't like be a waitress anymore. I shouldn't be a barista anymore. I should get like a serious job. That's in quotations. Like, but then I think back now working in like, you know, sales roles, and I look back and I'm like, fuck, hospitality is actually really fun. You work with all young people. Everyone gets lit together after work.
Yeah. I have a friend that works in a cafe. Like, she's the manager, but she's older than me and wakes up every morning at like fucking 4 a.m. to open at like 5. I definitely, that sounds like shit to me. But also like especially working on the beach in the Gold Coast, like every morning you're just greeted by people going on their walks or with their dogs and it's sunny and everyone's happy, and the Gold Coast wakes up at like 5 a.m. and it's just like one of those things. Like, I think that could be, I could do that as a career. Like I'm definitely more of a morning person than anything. So I would love the spring in my step every morning doing that.
Yeah, hospitality is fun for that reason. Like I love when I go to a cafe for a coffee and you know, you get there at 7 a.m. The staff have been there since 5. They're fucking raging to their music, blasting. They're already like 2 coffees deep in the morning and it's just such a vibe in there. And you think, I would love to just be back there right now having fun with you guys.
Fair. Love that.
So shout out to hospitality workers.
Jeez. Peace. Jesus. Shut up.
The hell.
Shut up, cunt. That just fell out of me like a 14-year-old I have dug down deep inside me.
It's so funny podcasting, like being different to TikToks and YouTube because like it's so unedited. Like you say something and you go, that's it. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's unedited.
You know what else is out there? Just quickly while we're still here, that my 2024 ins aren't going very well. I don't know if you're watching on YouTube, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but I am sunburnt.
What was one of your sunscreen?
And I wore sunscreen. I wore heaps of sunscreen yesterday. This is just from yesterday. My fingernails, like the bits in between my knuckles, whatever those bits of your hands are called, whatever that is. They are sunburnt. My eyelids sunburnt. My vagina sunburnt. Like actually, like on fire. And I have the worst sun
really
lines
red,
on my chest. Like I look like a fucking tomato that has been wrapped up with a rope because of my bikini. I just look like an idiot. I have a line on the back from where my bow sat, and my back's burnt. And I wore sunscreen. So
yesterday was hot though.
Oh my God. And I swam a lot too. I was playing mermaids.
Yesterday was also like Australian summers. I've realized finally in my life, I can admit Australian summers actually fucking suck. I used to think, wow, Australia has the best weather in the whole entire world. It's so amazing. But we still do, but it's every other month besides summer.
Yeah.
Winter, amazing. We barely have to wear fucking sweatsuits. Spring, amazing. Autumn, fall, amazing, but summer is actually so shit here because it's too hot to even breathe. Yesterday was so hot that when we got home, Bianca said, she's like, my eyeballs are hurting. I think my eyeballs are burnt.
Same.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It was disgusting. Like you can't, unless you're submerged in water, you're either going to get my lips are sunburnt. You're just going to get burnt.
The water, it's actually hotter to be in because if you're standing in the water, you're actually getting blasted by the sun from above and the reflection in the water. Mm-hmm. So it's like double burn.
Maybe that's why I'm so sunburnt. Because I was in the water.
Get you burnt.
I was in the water most of the day. I was so hot yesterday. And then we have electrical thunderstorms at nighttime with flash floods.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Australian summers suck. And everyone keeps being like, I'm not even going to get into the topic of like, I don't even want to say the words global warming because that's just like a big fucking debate. But
global warming is real and so is climate change.
People argue about it nonstop and they use Australian summers as a thing to be like, see, look how fucked up the weather is. And I'm like, no, this is every summer. We just keep forgetting that summers in Australia are terrible. Like the heat and the storms are every year. Every single year we get fucked up by storms and floods and we're like, oh my God, this is so crazy. I can't believe this is happening. And you're like, yeah, it literally happened last year.
Yeah.
Why do we stay in Australia in summer? We need to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And like days like today, it's cloudy and overcast, but it's 35 degrees and muggy. Like, kill me.
And it's what, 11 a.m. now?
Yeah.
And it's so hot. We've got to have the air conditioning on.
Yeah. Kill ourselves.
My electricity bill,
theoretically speaking,
is going to be so high. Fuck me. I feel like we have touched on so much in this episode.
I know. We've just been like topic after topic this time.
And can I just hype you guys up ready for the next episode? Because we're actually filming 2 episodes today. So if you're listening to this one, the next episode, because we'll be on our second mimosa in the same day, it'll seem like a new day, but for us it's the same. It's probably going to be more wild the next episode.
We should swap sides. I actually think it's weird because normally you're on this side of me.
Oh, really?
Normally I sit like this.
Is this your good side?
No, this is actually my good side,
okay.
so I don't mind.
I might change my shirt just for the visual difference and also because I'm sweating my tits off.
I need to put some aloe vera on if you've got some. Do you have a plant out there?
I do, actually.
I knew that you would.
There is aloe vera plants downstairs.
I'm going to rub my body on it.
And then we'll come back for our second episode. So that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. I realize if you're new, we never introduce ourselves. We never say, hi, I'm Zoe.
Hi, I'm Jordyn.
We never
and together,
we're the ex-best friends.